All right, let's do this thing. Let's send this out. All right. I have the chat up over here. What's good? What's good, Sanjay? How you doing? How's your weekend been? I'm gonna go to. All right. I'm not gonna be on here for too long. I just want to come in here. We're gonna break down the couple of moves that I'm looking for, especially early on this week in the markets. How I'm looking to capitalize, and we will move forward. So the first thing that we're gonna look at is gold. Let's take a look at gold here. So as you guys know, gold has been the pair that we have just been trading for the entire month of October. Starting with the last NFP that started in October, we've just been trading gold to this bullish move to the upside here. Now, more recently with gold, this is what I want to highlight here. The monthly closed extremely bullish. The current monthly appears to be bullish, and it looks like we can get a break and push back above this 2009 levels to fill this to the upside here. Now, an overall target of 2081 is the target that we've been looking for. This will be an all-time high for gold. Now, we can see if we take a look here on the larger time frame that gold have formed resistance at this level here. We got an impulsive move up that broke for a new high. This high here at 2081 broke these two previous highs here and here. After we broke these highs, we got a corrective structure for gold. It came to a key level of demand here. If you look at it on the daily time frame, let's take a look at it on the weekly time frame. You can see that price came into this level here of demand, immediately rejected off of this level. You can see that this first bullish daily candle was NFP at the beginning of October, and we had an impulsive move here for gold to the upside. Now, the previous weekly close bearish is what I want to highlight for gold, because what I see for gold is a steeper move up, but with this bearish weekly closure, we could see gold on the smaller time frame here make a steeper move back down, filling this daily wick. So if we take a look here, or weekly wick, excuse me, to the downside before we see a larger move back up for gold. Now, this doesn't have to happen for gold, and overall I am still bullish on gold, but I just want everybody to be aware that the previous weekly did close bearish, and if this high isn't broken here at roughly 2008 levels, 2009, 2010 levels, then we could potentially see a steeper move back down to clear this low here, which was that previous weekly bottom wick. And I think actually here was our previous weekly bottom wick. Let's go to the weekly. Nope, it indeed was this low. So this was our weekly low of last week. So we could potentially see a steeper move back down before we see a move up for gold. Now, overall, I will be looking to trade gold on the smaller time frame. Early on in the week, I didn't really like any of the trades or the setups that happened for gold last week. We didn't have too much volume. The best volume that we had was with NFP. We got this impulsive move up, but you can see that that 1 hour candle was quickly corrected by the previous or the next 4 hour candles to form. Now it did break some higher structural levels, and I do like the fact that the daily did in fact close bullish with this giant wick. It'll be interesting to see how the current daily tomorrow closes. If we do see a bullish close, we could likely get a fill of this wick and a break for a new high. And if that's the case, then we won't see this steeper move back down to break these lows, and we'll just look to continue to trade this move to the upside. Now I'm not looking to sell gold. Even if we do get this smaller time frame move to the downside, I will likely just wait on gold until we start to get our change of character, either after breaking this low or if we get a first Monday bullish closure to fill this wick to the upside. It's likely that Tuesday can break with volume this 2009 levels to push higher up. Now as for targets, I would target the 2032, roughly 2034 high. 2050 I believe was the other one right there, and then 2081 if we can break above these highs. So this is the overall target for gold, and with the previous monthly closing bullish, if we see a break of this 2010 levels, it's likely that we get a high volume move to the upside here, because this will clear a previous monthly resistance that that is held up throughout, let's see, 1, 2, 3 different times. But the first initial time this resistance was in 2020, and then March of 2022, April of 2023. We've now come back into this key level. If we can break this high here, and this monthly, especially if this monthly closes bullish, it's likely that we can see December break the 2081 and we create a new all-time high before the year's end. So definitely going to be interested in just keeping an eye here for gold on those moves there. Now for EUR USD, let's take a look at it here. The weekly closed extremely bullish after that bullish move that we had on Friday following NFP. Now EUR USD is in a bullish wave here, creating higher highs and higher lows, taking out all of these previous highs. So we got a high here, a high here, both in which were taken out. So we could see a corrective structure form. We had an impulsive move on Friday following NFP, so we could see a corrective structure form and likely one more push up for EUR USD before we do see any type of longer term sell moves. That's what I would see first. So early on throughout the week, I would look for a potential corrective structure on EUR USD to form. Now levels in which I would look for a retest is here at 1.06905, and what we do with every trade we take is we don't want to buy off of this resistance. We want price to tell us that it is now time to be bullish, and this would be indicated by our change of character or our bullish engulfing within our session time. We can likely take entries there and then anticipate price to break the high to create a new high, and we would target this high as the first level of resistance here. So that's what I can see for EUR USD. That's what I would be looking for early on in the week. And if we start to see a corrective structure early on for gold and not a lot of volume, it's likely EUR USD will be the pair that I look to trade. I will look for this bullish move to the upside to 1.0656 levels, and then from there we would just have to reevaluate structure. GBP USD, the same exact thing, pretty much a corrective structure, and all of these USD pairs are going to be likely like copy and paste. Structure is a little bit different, but overall the same move. So a corrective structure here, goodness gracious, on the 4-hour time frame, and then one more bullish push up for GBP USD, likely to target 1.24451 levels. Now NZD USD, same thing. We have resistance here, and I want to see how, let's remove drawings. just to show what's been going on here with NZD/USD, because this is a pair that though I haven't been actively trading, I have been relatively interested in the structure. We had key levels, so we had a key level here that was broken. Price broke through these levels, and this was a target about, we haven't traded it all October, so I think it was late September where we were looking for this low to get broken. We took sales within this level here. We never had broke this low, got a steeper push up, and then finally came back down to break this low. Now once we broke this low, volume slowed up, and now we're seeing a corrective structure. What I want to see, even though we closed extremely bullish from this level here, I want to see how price reacts once it comes to this previous lower high here in this level of supply. We could see a corrective structure off of this level, and then one more push up to break this high. But I'd be more so interested in how price reacts once we get to this level here. So the level is 0.60175, so that's where I'll be looking for price to go, and then we can see some type of reaction. Because if we do get a strong bearish reaction off of this level and we get a change of character, we could likely start to see a bigger move back down here to the downside and potentially to clear out these lows if price is ready. Right now what I see is an impulsive move up. Nothing yet has indicated that this is ready to go down, and so first move would be likely a break of this high early on to continue pushing in the direction of the current volume. So that's what I can see for NZD/USD. AUD/USD likewise. AUD/USD just closed above resistance here, so if we pull this up, we have a resistance here that we just closed outside of. You can see the weekly closed extremely bullish following the previous low volume weeks. This 1 week wiped out 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 weeks of volume. So it's likely that we could see a continued bullish push here for AUD/USD to make a steeper move up on this current weekly. So dialing it down to the smaller time frame structure, what would that mean? We would look for a corrective structure here for AUD/USD, and it doesn't necessarily have to happen at these current levels. It could happen within this level or after breaking these highs here. We just would wait for our corrective structure and to look to get in on the change of character or the bullish signal at resistance for a continued bullish push to break the current high and potentially to retest back into these levels here. So that's what I can see for AUD/USD there. Let me see. Which of TFF do I suggest, swing or regular? The regular. I haven't traded the swing account. Yeah, like Mod said, that just depends on your strategy. I know you can trade the news on, well, you can't trade the actual, you can't trade 5 minutes before or 5 minutes after the news, but you can trade, prior to the news. My weekend was great, by the way. My weekend was great. So another pair that had a lot of volume here was NAS 100, excuse me. We had clean lower lows and lower highs being created here for NAS 100, and now we have an impulsive move up, but we could potentially see a flip in this level for a steeper move down. As of right now, nothing has indicated a bearish move or a bearish wave, and we could likely see price push up into this level here. Now it has been, like I said, creating lower lows and lower highs here on the daily time frame, and we could potentially see some resistance at our current level. So early on in the week, we definitely want to see how the Monday daily candle closes. If we do close as a bullish candle, especially up above this level of resistance here, we could likely see Nas 100 start to target these highs here and potentially these highs here. So overall, I would just keep an eye on how we react at current resistance. If we do get a change of character and impulse will move down, we could start to see this move get corrected here. It looks like we have a fair value gap right at this level here. This candle has no bottom wick, so that means that there's a range to fill to the downside potentially. So we could see a possible flip. As of right now, nothing has indicated a flip, and the first target we would look to go to is supply up in this level here. So up in 152980 levels. That is all of the charts that I'm actually going to break down, because those are the only charts that I am actually looking at this week. So the top two charts, like I said, gold to 2010, potentially breaking that 2010 levels. Then we'll target 2034 and 2050, potentially 2082 if we get the volume within this month. But likely a corrective structure to start early on here for the gold markets. So we'll have to see how price reacts at the market open. If we do get a creation of a new high, breaking this 2009 levels, will definitely look to scale in. Previous 4-hour candles closed bearish. We could potentially see, like we said, a break of that weekly low, understanding that the weekly closed bearish, and we could potentially see a steeper bottom wick before a potential bullish move. So we just have to keep an eye out for price action early on in the week, and throughout the week as we get to, like, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the move will be more developed, and we'll have like a cleaner structure to go off of. So I appreciate everybody tapping in. That is what we're looking for this week, and that is how I'm looking to capitalize. I'm going to keep you guys updated on any trades or any setups that I'm looking to actually execute on, as I generally only send the setups that I'm actively looking to trade. I wouldn't send a setup that I wouldn't actually trade, because that seems backwards to me. So I appreciate you guys for tapping in, and let's have a great week.